Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back on the YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some early season top ladder using what you guys requested for a while. I would say the last couple weeks. I didn't, make a Sparky video, I think in about a month and a half, and recently in the comments I've been getting like a lot of people asking me to do a Sparky video because you guys tend to enjoy whenever I do upload Sparky videos, and I'm using a different variant this time. I wanted to try what I think is the best Sparky variant right now in the game. It actually finished 25th in the world last season. Just want to show you guys real quick. It's known as the Agony King deck because Agony King, I think about 6 months ago, finished second in the world with this deck, or maybe it was fourth, but a very good finish with it. I think in this current meta, this variant is just really strong, better than Goblin Giant Sparky Rage for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think this deck just overall is a little bit more consistent. I mean, your defense is really insane since you have the Tornado with this, and the Fireball is by far the best spell in the meta right now, which Fireball you can see is in this deck synergizes very well with the Tornado. You can do NATO plus Fireball, really nice combo, and then Tornado and Sparky too, when you're on offense going in for a Sparky push, or even on defense, can like pull things together, clump them up, and Sparky shoots it. So very good deck. Don't think I've made a video on it before, and that's why I wanted to do this Sparky deck. So before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS. Help support me and the channel, and I really do appreciate all you guys who do use my code. It means a lot. So before we get in the first game, just wanted to shout out my TikTok real quick. I actually just made it a day ago. Look at this. Look at this. First video or clip I uploaded, 72,000 views. That's insane. And then the second one I uploaded only like a couple hours ago got 10,000 views already. Absolutely nuts. To put that in perspective, 72,000 views, that's more views than most of my YouTube videos get. I mean, majority of them, honestly. So 340th in the world, probably more like top 300 because of course we early season always have these glitched accounts. But anyway, let's go ahead and search for the first game. And yeah, if it takes a while, I'll just edit out the search time for any of the matches. Alright, here we go. So, we found our first game versus Nova I Joker. I guess we could cycle Heal Spirit. It's gonna go Ice Golem. So I guess we'll Mini P.E.K.K.A. Hopefully this is like Hog or something and not Expo, because Expo's one of the most difficult matchups for this deck. Expo and, I'd say Expo and Logbait are the two hardest matchups. But it's looking like it's, ooh, Balloon actually, very interesting. That's not too bad, I would say, because you can actually Tornado the Balloon to the King Tower. You know, you can afford to take a hit. As long as he doesn't completely take our tower, I'm fine with that, because he's going to have an insanely difficult time defending this. We can go for a Heal Spirit. We actually bypass the Inferno. We can zap the Inferno. Sparky ends up getting a connection, and because the Sparky's distracting the Inferno Tower, our Giant's going to get so much damage in, and just like that, we pretty much take the lead because we have a small damage lead. And of course, we have our King Tower activated, so we're in the better situation for sure. We also know what he's using. We have Fireball to push back the Balloon. So we're just overall in a really good situation. If he decides to pressure with a Balloon, I have two options. I can go for the Tornado or go for the Fireball. In this case, we're going to Fireball because we, because he went for that Bar Barrel, Tornado wouldn't have been enough to save the tower. So Fireball is going to be the best trade for us there. We can go for a Heal Spirit again. Bar Barrel's out of cycle, so no need to worry about him, doing that. And notice where I'm playing the Giants. Do you see how I'm bypassing the Infernos? Like, I'm playing the Giant to the right of the Sparky. That's a cool trick. Like, I've used Sparky for a while, so I know about that, how you can use the Sparky to kind of shove the Giant to the side of it to make sure it doesn't end up going for the building, whereas otherwise it would have. So we catch the Miner, really predictable position. When people go in for Balloons and Miners, they'll often play the, the Miner all the way in the back because they want it to be further away from the Balloon to make it difficult for you to defend both. But luckily for us, it was not hard for us to do it all in that situation. He's going to have the hardest time taking our tower because he has to, essentially outcycle our Fireball, Ewas, and Tornado to get a Balloon hit, which is very hard for him to do. So all he's going to get is death damage. We do catch the Miner successfully. So at this point, he needs to get Balloon death damage to even stay in this game, which is going to be very difficult for him to do. I even think we can, yeah, for sure, just keep this like a one tower game, save some time. So we do cycle our mini P.E.K.K.A. We'll cycle our Ewiz now. He had to play it in the back because the mini P.E.K.K.A. was in the front, but Ewiz was ready. So GG, pretty easy matchup, even though we only had, you know, we really only have one air counter, direct air counter anyway, the Ewiz. We do have the Tornado and the Fireball, so typically Loon Cycle is not too much trouble. Lava Hound is going to be harder, but with, you know, Loon Cycle, usually not too much of an issue. So go ahead and search for our next game. Alright guys, so we found our next game versus ROYALE. Go ahead and give this guy good luck. I'm gonna cycle Heal Spirit. If you have Sparky in hand, you can Giant in the back first play. That's what a lot of the good players who use this deck do. Like Solo and Agony King, that's what they do, the two who are most known for using this. I'll Giant in the back now. It's okay to do if you have mini P.E.K.K.A. or Sparky and Cycle. It's different than Goblin Giant Sparky where you don't want to do that. With this type of deck, it's fine to do 100%. So he's got Bomber, Night Witch, so yeah, it's for sure looking like Golem. You know, you can win, and it actually really helps having that Fireball. And the mini P.E.K.K.A., of course. I'm going to Fireball. The Night Witch is by far the most annoying part of Golem, I would say. I think it's what gets the most value in so many situations. I don't know if you guys agree with me there or not. But let's go ahead and activate the King Tower. Without it getting a single hit on our tower, we do end up timing that well, and we have the correct placement, so that was pretty easy to do. We can Sparky same lane as this Golem. The King Tower activation is for sure going to help us. I don't know if he's going to Lightning with this Golem push. I would be surprised if he did, because then he's not going to have much Elixir to support the Golem, but I guess we'll have to see what he wants to do from here. He's going to Baby Dragon. I'm going to try to protect the Sparky. Sparky shoots back, so we are able to. And then I guess if this... let's see. I guess we'll go for our Ewiz. And then just zap all these bats, and we should be fine. So we actually took the lead. We got the King activated, so we're looking pretty good at this point, I would say. I'm going to Tornado the Bomber in, so it dies to one Ewiz hit. He kind of wasted a Mega Minion. So he's going to Golem. I'm going to go ahead and pressure the opposite lane with him being so low on Elixir, and hope that he spends Elixir on defense, because if he does, what's going to end up happening is he's not going to be able to support his Golem that well at all, and he's going to play a mini P.E.K.K.A. That's not going to be enough, though, so Giant pretty much will take the tower by itself, and it looks like he is going to be allowing that to happen, which is great for us. Good Fireball there. We're going to go for a Tornado. Sparky ends up shooting. That's why the Tornado pairs really well with the Sparky in this variant, because you can Tornado things into the Sparky shot, like you saw how we pulled that Night Witch all the way forward into it, and we got really good value there. So we are going to defend successfully, getting a win against Golem, which is great, because I feel like Golem is one of the matchups that people who use Sparky always struggle against, and I think with this variant, you have an easier time beating it than you do with the Rage variant, just because your defense is just much better with the Tornado, and with the Rage variant, you will take their tower easily, but then in a tower trade situation, you'll be just in a not great spot, I would say. So here we go. We found our next game really quickly. Give this guy the good luck. And, I guess again we'll cycle Heal Spirit. We don't have Giant in our hands, but starting with Sparky's fine if you have mini P.E.K.K.A. and cycle with this variant. I guess we'll zap that. And I don't really want to cycle my Ewiz. You don't really want to cycle your only air counter. Yeah, I'll cycle Sparky. And then if he pressures, we have mini P.E.K.K.A., so we're fine there, of course. And he's going to have Baby Dragon, so could potentially be Golem again. But it could be, you know, also Electro Giant. A couple different possibilities. Could be Graveyard as well. So just have to wait and see till he plays some more cards. It still could be Electro Giant, Graveyard, or Golem. There's really no way to know. But with the E-Barbs, I'm a little thrown off. I think it would, you know, I think it would have to be probably Golem. So you guys can see, you know, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. actually does quite a good job taking out the E-Barbs on defense. You know, 5 Elixir completely took it out there. Not bad at all. So he gets that Bar Barrel down. Comes down late, though, so we're able to take out that Night Witch. Sparky was a little aggressive, but it forced a lot of Elixir out of him, so I'm fine with how that went. I'm going to cycle my Tornado as opposed to cycling my Ewiz just because it'll save me some Elixir, and even though that 1 Elixir might not seem like a huge difference, it's going to make sure he's not, in, you know, much higher than me in Elixir. You see, he's already up Elixir, but at least now he's not up, like, you know, just way more, I guess. So we're going to go Giant in the opposite lane, Mini P.E.K.K.A. We're going to pressure like we did last time. Because he's got E-Barbs, I'm a little bit, I guess you could say, more worried about defending, but, you know, I mean, I don't, I don't, we'll just have to see, I guess. I'm gonna, you know, hope that the E-Barb on the right doesn't literally take out the whole tower, because I had to commit all of my attention to the left lane. And we're still alive. We're not looking good, but we're still alive at this point. And we have a... oh, I don't like those E-Barbs. That felt like a huge mistake on his end. We can zap. That's going to finish off the E-Barbs immediately. And because he just wasted 6 Elixir... I don't know, guys. I think he may have just thrown the game. Sparky locks on the tower. Mini P.E.K.K.A. gets a connection. It's going to put us in fireball range. And that's game. Just like that, he threw the game by going E-Barbs at the bridge in the opposite lane. You know, I understood his thought process. You know, he was just really aggressive, you know, getting impatient, I guess. You know, wanted to win. But it did not pay off for him at all in that situation. So, let's keep going. Try to, yeah, keep up this, you know, little win streak here. And we got Giant in our starting hand. You know, wait a couple seconds. If he's not going to do anything, we'll just start with Giant. You know, we got Mini P.E.K.K.A. in hand. And if you're against Expo, and he's not even using Expo. If he was, he wouldn't be waiting this long. So we're just going to start with Giant. That's how you know if someone's using Expo. If you wait like 10-20 seconds, a good Expo player isn't going to wait that long. So it's not risky to Giant in the back with this deck. Executioner, and E-Barb. So interesting so far. You know, Executioner not typically something you see very much in the meta, except when it's Viper using it, of course. Oh, wow. So the Sparky taking its sweet time there to shoot, as per usual after the nerf it got. Wow, that was disappointing to see. I don't know what else to say there. That was just that was disappointing to see that the Sparky just... it had all the time in the world, but it just decided not to, I guess, to kill the E-Barbs. So, we, you know, lose majority of our tower in the first minute and a half. That's not great, but he did just go for a very questionable minion horde. He probably wasn't sure that I had a fireball. Well, here's the thing, right? If he doesn't have, as long as he doesn't have a rocket or something like that, we have a chance of coming back, I'm pretty sure, because our Sparky... gets a good amount of value in this matchup. Now, you might be wondering, why did I let the E-Barbs take my tower? Well, look at this counter push potential we're going to get here. You know, then again, he's got freeze and zap. That, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe we can't come back now that we know he's got the freeze. I mean, we're not going to give up, of course, but, like, freeze and zap, come on, like, that's kind of ridiculous. One or the other I'd be fine with, but if they have both, that's a little bit... Alright, if we don't take his tower after how much elixir he just spent, I don't know what else to say, guys. Like, we better take his tower right now. He spent an absurd amount of elixir. And if we don't, then that just proves he's got just an enormous hard counter. Will we at least come close if we don't take it? Alright, yeah, it's just a hard counter then. I don't know what else to say. Like, I mean, he expended all that elixir on offense and still defended. I mean, freeze and zap, like, okay, you know? Alright. And then the E-Barbs too, which of course are broken, so I can always use E-Barbs as an excuse. Because, I mean, they were, to be fair, what won him... I guess kind of what won him that game. I don't know. Not just the E-Barbs, but also the freeze, but... And then also the Sparky, too, not shooting. But, I don't know. Several things went wrong for us. It was unfortunate, but it's all good. Alright, so here we go. We found our next game here. And, you know, to be honest, it probably wasn't a super-duper hard counter. I was just kind of making excuses. But I think it was his matchup, but I was kind of over-exaggerating on the hard counter. But, alright, whatever. So, let's just see what this guy's using here. He's going to zap. Alright, I'm going to Sparky them. With his zap out of hand. He's going to go Musk. So, Musk, Bats, Zap. Wonder what this is. Ooh. Well, well, well. Oh, no. No, 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 no. He's got the E-Barbs too. Okay. At least we're gonna pretty much even things up. Man, everyone has the E-Barbs. It's crazy. I almost wonder if E-Barbs would be better in this deck instead of Mini P.E.K.K.A, but then your cycle would obviously be slower. So it's hard to say, but, you know, maybe E-Barbs in this deck could end up working better than Mini P.E.K.K.A. Maybe you guys can test that out, or in a future video I'll try that out, because I'm kind of curious. But it's really nice to have that Mini P.E.K.K.A, I feel like, on very nice E-Wiz. That's why this mirror match is good, because you have the E-Wiz and the Zap, which is not what the Sparky player wants to see. Like, do you guys remember last game I lost because the guy had Freeze and Zap? 2 resets to the Sparky's like overkill for Sparky decks. We kind of have that going for us here, right? Like, we have E-Wiz and Zap. He's got Sparky. We have the good matchup here, even though he does have the E-Barbs. With him not knowing that we even had the E-Wiz, that was just, you know, pretty solid for us, if I had to say. So I guess we'll go for, you know, 1 or 2 more games here, depending on how long this next one takes. It's a really long game. I guess this will be the last one, but if it's pretty quick, we'll go for 1 more. We'll just claim this real quick, and here we go. This, guess... will be, yeah, one of the last games, and I'll see you guys when I find it, if it takes a while to find. That was not bad at all. Alright, so here we go. We got a match versus AMR. Again, Sparky in our starting hand, and then we have Mini P.E.K.K.A in our hand as well, so relatively safe to go ahead and start with that Sparky. Now, definitely going to do it, Witch right into it, so that's just, you know, really good value if he doesn't protect it at all, and there's really not much he can do anyway to protect it. He does go for that balloon, though. Oh my goodness, he has Freeze like the last guy did, so... Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Freeze, and it's kind of unfortunate. It's the second time we played against Freeze this video, even though Freeze isn't even that good. Freeze is not really something you want to be playing against when you're using Sparky. Yeah, I think I kind of already emphasized that quite a bit when I played against that other guy. It's not really fun to play against when you have Sparky. Just cause, I don't know, it's just not great. So we'll see if we can work our way around it. I'm not going to zap that, because if I did, I wouldn't have had really any elixir to support the Sparky, and I think that's more important. It's okay to take some damage most of the time. So we'll go Giant in front here. He's going to go for... Please shoot. Oh, if I got the heal spirit down before the Sparky died, like, and it healed it back up, we could have won off of that, because then the Sparky would have shot the Valk, and that would have been great. I'm going to do my best to defend this, though, fireball it back, and then Ewiz hopefully can finish this off if he... Yeah, he can't freeze both the tower and the Ewiz, so he's not going to do it. We defend really nicely. He goes for a Prince, which is expensive. Hopefully we can fully counter this with the Mini P.A.K.K.A. We should be able to, so that's really good there for us. And just like that, we're completely back in this game. Like, anyone could win at this point. You got to be really careful for his balloons, and he's got that freeze, obviously. So we got to be very cautious there. He's going to go ahead and take that freeze without going in for the balloon. Very, very questionable play on his end. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the only thing he got going for him there was that he ended up taking out the... So here's what we're going to do here, right? We're going to take damage from Mini P.A.K.K.A. We're going to take a balloon hit, and then we're going to go ahead and tornado the King Tower. So let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so kind of a horrible play by both of us, I'm not going to lie. So he got... I mean, not the best value freeze, if I'm being honest, but at the same time, for us, we kind of messed up our Sparky. We kind of played it right into an Ewiz. I'm gonna just Sparky again, I think. Oh my. Alright, that was my fault. GG. GG. That was my fault. I mean, I missed the fireball. Or the tornado, I mean. Yeah. Well, guess we'll end off of that one. I mean, that's a fine way to end off of missed tornado, I guess. So, you know, not bad. I would say the two games we lost, I guess my excuse is, I mean, they both had freeze. That's kind of annoying. But, you know, to be fair, I probably could have won both of them. Just was caught off guard by the deck a little bit. This one I definitely should have won. I don't know how I lost that. But crazy decks early season. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed the variety at the beginning of the season, because, you know, I guess with the bounces being, you know, every 3-4 months, meta's pretty much the same. So early season kind of gives, I guess, you guys an opportunity to see, like, different decks, because people get high up with a bunch of random stuff beginning of season. You know, sometimes some people might even get, like, top 10 with, like, P.E.K.K.A. Mega Knight or, like, Elixir Golem 3 Musketeers. I've seen it before, not even kidding. So it's crazy. But anyway, that's going to be for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Because I know you guys like these Sparky videos. Let me know if you guys like this variant, if you want me to do one with the Rage variant soon, because I think that one's, like, more fun to play. I also think it's easier to play. I think this one actually is a little harder to play. Definitely has more of a control aspect to it. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks again. Until next time, guys.